Twin Cities, happy Black History Month. This is the MNmicro Film Festival, presented by Twin Cities Film Fest, funded by Minnesota Humanities Center. And today, on this day during Black History Month, within the first week, we got the one and the only Mr. Adrian Wilson. And I'm going to let Mr. Adrian Wilson tell you about this amazing piece. It's like a movie / documentary, but it's a masterpiece. So, Mr. Adrian, can you tell me more about your wonderful, fantastic movie called A Letter to Bryson?
Absolutely. First of all, thank you for that intro. That was smooth. A Letter to Bryson is, back in 2020 when the murder of George Floyd happened, I lived 4 blocks away. And as a filmmaker, I figured let me pick up my camera and just go out and film. Right. One thing about when a black man dies in anywhere, it normally lasts about a week and then people move on. But obviously in 2020, that was not the case. So I filmed for about 8 months straight and I had no clue what I was going to do. I had never done a documentary before. I've always wanted to do one. But then, you know what, I just went out and I filmed and I filmed and I filmed. And then one day my son was asking me a bunch of questions because he accidentally saw some footage while I was looking at it on my computer. And if anybody got kids, when a 4-year-old start asking questions, there's 56 other questions coming behind that. And it was very difficult for me to answer his question of what he was seeing. He saw a guy put water in his eyes because the guy got pepper sprayed. And him asking me what pepper spray is, who pepper sprayed him, and so I panicked because as a parent, I didn't know how to explain it. And right away, a light went off in my head. And I'm like, you know what? I know exactly what I'm going to do with this footage. I know exactly what my film is going to be about. The next time this kid asks me a question, I have an answer. Even if it doesn't have to be a verbal answer, it's like, here you go. This is what happened. So that's what A Letter to Bryson is. It's just a visual letter. Me as a black man trying to explain to my 4-year-old son at the time what the heck's happening. Really.
And so has Bryson seen A Letter to Bryson yet?
He's seen like a portion of it, but he's not ready to see it yet. It kind of scared him a little bit too. So, the film is not officially finished yet. There's the perfect time will present itself. And I can't wait. I don't know when that's going to be. It could be 10 years from now. It could be 50 years from now. It could be 5. But one day he's going to come up to me and say, hey, Dad, so what happened? I'm like, it's time. And I'm not in a rush for him to see it. It's just the more time he's not seeing it, the more time I have to polish it up and really make it into a film. This film is not for everybody else. I can care what everybody else has to say. It's for him. So when it's time, he's going to see it.
Can you talk more about the love you have for your son, because he's going to see this interview when he get older?
He will. He will actually. I forgot about that.
And is there anything key that you would like to tell him is just for him? Hey, Bryson, this is you and your dad. This is for you, Bryson.
Oh, no, I'm nervous. First of all, I'm sorry I left your basketball game early to come here. My bad. But what's happening right now is not only for you, but it's for every kid in this world that is of color. That is important for them to see exactly what happened and tell that story correctly without anybody telling you what to do. You tell the story exactly the way you want to, and that's what I'm doing here. So,
now this is straight from the man himself, Mr. Adrian Wilson. This is what you call father love, daddy love, and it wouldn't surprise me if he came out with a movie called Daddy's Love.
That's
because
part 2.
No, see, this is how creation gets started. You throw noodles and rice on the wall and see what sticks.
Exactly.
Right. And so, far as your next project, you just going to stick with this, or you have something else coming up the pipeline?
Man, there's always projects up the pipeline, but I think A Letter to Bryson is going to be the greatest project I've ever done. I keep telling people, even if I work with Denzel Washington one day, it's not going to come anything close to what A Letter to Bryson is. So this is like my greatest work that I will ever do, and my career is now even getting started because of the impactfulness that it means, and not just because it's a letter to my son. It's like the vulnerability as a parent. We all lived in a time where the world shut down. You know what I mean? And I don't know if people forget that, but the world shut down. And as parents, like, I know I'm not the only one that struggled to explain that to my child, right? So the heart and soul and trauma that I poured into the film will be unmatched from whatever else comes up. But there's a lot of projects, but there's not going to be anything like this.
Right on. King Kong don't got nothing on him.
Whoa.
But this is Mr. Adrian Wilson. This is one of the baddest men, the dopest fathers out there. You got to go see this movie. I seen the trailer. It's a letter to Bryson. So just remember, make sure you love up on your fathers.
On folk. Yes.
All right. My name is Bukwon Holland, and this is the Twin Cities Film Fest, funded by Minnesota Humanities Center. And we out.
We out of here.